time since our last lesson together, Jan.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm thinking right now about it. It's
Mm-hmm.
like relatively busy at work, so
Ah.
uh, it's all about the work,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and otherwise, I'm not sure if something's new. It's really, like now about the work because
Yes.
we're finishing, the
Mm-hmm.
pre-sale of the new collection,
Yes.
so there is a lot of work. But yeah, and I'm like at this moment I'm finishing something because I started like some task, some work
Yes.
task before our lesson,
Uh-huh.
and at this particular moment I'm just finishing something.
You
But
wouldn't say particular, you would say particular. So you
okay,
would say at this particular moment.
at this particular moment.
That's right.
Thanks.
You're
Yeah,
welcome, Jan.
I'll close my notebook like
Mm-hmm.
now, and now I'm focused on our lesson. How are you?
Yes, I'm ever so good, Jan. Thanks. By
As
grace,
always,
of
as
course.
always.
Always. Yes, you know that.
Like I'm not sure if like I should ask the question if I if I know the answer like before.
That's
So,
right.
but it's
That's
at least
true.
it's at least kind like to
Yes.
ask.
It's always nice to ask. It's always appreciated because obviously, it's nice to greet each other, even if you know that everything's going well.
Uh-huh.
And you see, what's important is to always confess the positive. Always be positive and say that everything is going wonderfully well. Now, it's possible that it looks like it isn't going so well, but that's only the surface of it, you see.
Mm-hmm.
But underneath, you know that it can only go well because biblically it says that all things, and all is everything. It's like 100%. So even the things that look bad, that's included in the all things. So all
Sorry.
things.
Do we have?
Yeah, no, go ahead,
Yeah.
Jan.
So,
Tell me.
sorry for interrupting. I just
No, no,
wanted
it's okay.
if you're talking about like how it is biblically, I would like to ask you like,
Yes.
do we have like some like some right to be upset like biblically or not?
No, we don't. We don't have a right because um, we have everything to be happy about. I mean, if you're born again, if you've accepted Jesus as Lord and Savior of your life, if you know that whatever happens to you down here on earth, when it's the last time for you to breathe your last breath and to close your eyes for the last time, and you know that the very next split second, when you open your eyes again and you take your next breath, it will no longer be on earth, but it'll be in heaven, which is uh, the paradise, heavenly paradise, you see.
Uh-huh.
And then you know that if you have that waiting for you for all eternity, I mean, what have you to be upset about? I mean,
I'm not
if you
sure,
know
like
that,
sometimes it's tricky, Sometimes at
okay,
work, and sometimes
sure. I'm
you're feeling alone and
Of
so on.
course, I know, but these are only the very superficial. These are only tiny little details which
Oh,
aren't
sometimes
important.
yeah,
You know,
sometimes it's not a detail.
well, look, if you look at the big picture, because you should always look at the big picture, okay? You
Hmm.
should have an overview of everything. Now, uh, on average, we live how long? I mean, as it says in the Word of God, 70 years on average, 80
70,
years for those.
75, maybe depends
Yes,
where are
exactly.
you.
If you're in good health, 80 years for those who are more robust, as the Bible says, with a maximum of 120 years. Okay. Now, what is 70, 80, or even 100 years compared to all of eternity? It's not even a drop in the ocean. It's not even a flicker of a candle flame in the eternity of time. It's not even like a grain of sand on the seashore, or just one star in heaven or in the sky. I mean, it is so small, it's so tiny. What are you going to worry about your life on earth when you have all of eternity waiting for you in heaven? And eternity isn't just 100, 200 or more years. I mean, we're not even talking about a million, a billion, or a trillion years. We're talking about quadrillion of quintillion of sextillion of seventillion of I don't know how many million to the power of infinity. It just doesn't stop. I mean, what are you going to worry about 70, 80, or even 120 years
Yeah,
here
but
on Earth?
like
It's nothing.
as I told you, like at
It's
that
nothing.
particular moment,
How do you spell? How do you pronounce that word?
particular, particular.
Like music
Sorry.
to my ears, Jan. Ah, that's what I like to hear.
I hope so. Hope so.
Particular, particular.
I
Oh,
can, you know,
wonderful.
I can keep saying particular,
Oh, lovely.
for
I love. Oh,
for $5.
I love it. It's like music to my ears, Jan.
I can
Oh,
sell now, you know, like the pronunciation of
oh, that's
this
so
word.
wonderful. Yes, I love that so
uh,
much.
once, you know, like your
Uh-huh.
mood will not be uh like 100%, will be just 98%. You can just call me. I will tell you a few times like this word, and you'll be
Oh,
again
that's
like
ever so
happy
good of you, Jan.
about
Oh,
everything.
that's so nice. Oh, Jan. Oh, you're such a wonderful person. I'm so happy to have you as a
Thank you,
student.
brother.
Yes, I really
Yeah,
appreciate
if you are
it. Yeah.
talking about the students, how many students do you have now? Is it okay?
Uh,
Like the I don't keep business, or something like that. Is it now okay?
yes, it's wonderful. Business is booming, as we say. It's a blessing from the Lord, a blessing from heaven. All good things come from above. A person cannot have any good thing unless it's been given to them from above. So it says, I was saying in the word earlier, it says that all things, that's absolutely everything, okay? All
Mm-hmm.
things work out for the good of those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. Well, I love God by his grace, and so that means that everything works out for my good. Isn't that wonderful? And
Yeah,
I'm also called
it
according to his
is.
purpose. So I don't need to worry about a thing, you see? And when you have heaven waiting for you at the end of your earthly life, and that's what's important. I mean, why be concerned about something that is so temporary, um, compared to, all of eternity? We're just strangers here on
Yeah,
earth.
I see the point. I see the
We're
point
passing
you have.
through. We're just like, this isn't our home. This isn't our final destination. This is just like a stopover. With a plane, they have different
Yeah,
stopovers,
yeah.
Uh, so this is just like a stopover. Earth is just like a stopover. So, it's like being,
What's the next stopover? There.
no, but there is, I mean, after Earth is directly heaven. I mean, there's nothing in between, purgatory and all these things that have been invented
So
by.
it's not Mars.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, going to another planet. Well, in the physical, yeah, why not? I mean, if I was an astronaut, sure, I could instead of doing island hopping like I'm doing at the moment in Southeast
Then, you
Asia.
know, like in the future, the Bible will have to be a bit edited in this
You
way.
think so? Really?
No, I just like, if you are talking now about, you know, like the Earth, and then, you know, like there will be, for
Mm,
example, if Elon Musk will be successful with his, you know, like
yes.
thinking and so on,
Hmm.
and with his, you know, like, let's say, mission, then
Yes.
it has to be edited to be like Earth,
Hmm.
and by the way, Mars too.
Mm. Yes, of course. I mean, instead of just doing island hopping like I'm doing here in Southeast Asia, from
Yeah, yeah.
Java to
By the way, the
Singapore
situation
to
is
Bali and
better
back again.
there.
Sorry?
With
Oh
the
no, it's
situation,
worse since today, the
it's
1st
worse.
of
Oh,
August. That
really?
yes, they've because they're not stopping beating each day the previous day's record for even more cases than the previous day. So
Really?
each day is a new record. Each day we have more cases than the day before. So it's
What
increasing.
does that mean, like numbers?
Oh, I mean, we're into the thousands now. I mean,
Oh,
yes, we have big numbers. Let's have a look. I'll just check what the latest numbers are
okay.
for Indonesia for the coronavirus. So we have, yes, it's 108,000 cases. Okay.
What? Wait.
108,000.
Okay.
What? 108. So
Yeah. Yeah.
108,000 cases. There has been more than 5,000 deaths. Okay.
Okay.
We've had nearly 66,000 who have recovered.
Okay.
And so the new record for today is over 2,000. Just overnight, just in 24 hours, we have over 2,000. We've had
Oh,
1,040 new cases.
it's a lot, but
So
but
instead
I
of,
think it will be
yes, uh-huh,
better. Like at least the trend in other
mhm.
countries, it's like it's when it's like
Oh,
or it's
course.
somewhere it hits like
Oh, sure.
the highest number, but then
Mm,
it like starts to
yes,
to going down and
of
decreasing. So
course. Yes,
so
in
we'll
some
see,
countries, yes, it's
but
much
I
worse,
think
of
we're better.
course.
And
Yes.
how's the weather now? It has to be
Oh, the
like
weather's always
uh,
wonderful. The
yeah,
sun is
but now
shining.
it's
Oh,
there now in like a summer, or how is
we
it
don't
like
have
with
seasons. It's like
yeah.
summer all year round. We don't have seasons, you see.
Yeah,
We don't.
but like some months are maybe like more
Oh, yes, of
hot,
course.
and
We have the
some of
dry
them are
season, we have the dry
yeah.
period and the wet period. So, for
And the dry
example,
period, I guess it's like
it's now.
uh,
We're right in the middle of the dry
oh,
period. It's super dry.
and I guess
Yes.
like then you have like the hottest weather,
Oh, this
the
is the
hottest
hottest
possible
weather.
weather.
Yes, between
Oh,
July and August, which is right
yeah. And
now.
what does that mean? Like it's like 50 like degrees Celsius or
Oh
something like
yes,
that.
it's very close to 50 degrees during the
Oh,
daytime and close to 40 degrees at night. Because when it's the coldest period of the year, that's in January, the minimum average temperatures are like uh, 32 degrees, no, 34, sorry, 34 degrees during the daytime.
that's the
That's
lowest
that's the lowest in
temperature.
January. Then the coldest month of January, the
Oh,
lowest average temperatures.
what a cold month.
Yes, that's so cold. Just imagine only 34 degrees centigrade in the daytime. And at night, it's only 27 degrees centigrade. At night, 27.
Is it for you, like those temperatures? Is it for you now like more acceptable than it was like
Acceptable.
acceptable? Thank you.
Acceptable.
Acceptable
Yes.
than
Yes.
what it was for you, like as you came like to this place. Are you now
Oh,
like what I'm
oh
asking about?
yes.
Are you now more accustomed?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I remember when I first came here in 2018, during the cold period of January, I was sweating the whole time, like non-stop, 24
Yeah.
hours a day, 7 days a week. It was like being in a big sauna. You know, the sauna, the place where
Yeah, of
you
course.
go to, be
Yeah,
really hot.
yeah.
Yes. And
My
then,
father has one like there's no.
uh-huh. And then in the hot period in July, August, I was doing more than just sweating. I was like melting, like snow in the sun.
Yeah,
I was just like melting. It was just like meltdown. If you've heard of a meltdown, I was just
yeah.
melting. down. I was just
Can you
dis
imagine like with this
disintegrating.
temperature?
Can you
Yeah.
imagine me disintegrating? I mean, quite big. So imagine for me to melt, that is something. And so, but now I'm so used to it, you know, I hardly ever sweat anymore. And
Oh, really?
no, I'm used to it now. I just love the heat. It's still like a sauna, but at least I'm not sweating all year round, and at least I'm not melting in the hot months of July and August. So I'm just enjoying this wonderful heat. Oh, it's
Oh,
brilliant. Oh,
and
yes.
do you have like air conditioning like at home?
Oh, yes. We have air conditioning, we have fans, we have
Oh,
lots of things to
nice.
keep the temperature down inside. Yes, it's only when you step outside you kind of you're hit by a solid wall of
But
heat like
you don't have like heating or how it's called? Is it called heating? Like the
we
thing we have like normal
oh
in
Jan,
European
Jan,
apartments and
it
houses.
doesn't exist in Indonesia.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't exist. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? I mean, it's a total waste. I mean, nobody's going to use it. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you're somebody who's used to living in the Sahara Desert, and you want the kind of temperatures in the Sahara Desert in the month of January. But
Yeah, see, I see the
that's
point.
rare. That's rare.
Why I'm asking is because
Uh-huh.
when I was, for example, in China,
Oh yes.
they they didn't have it in like two and you know like but in China the temperatures
Mm-hmm.
are not so high.
Oh no, I know. It
It is
snows in
you know like
China.
it's
It snows
higher
in
you know like
China.
than it was in Europe, but
Of
in China,
course. Yes.
you know like as I was there or when I was there,
Yes.
you know like they on some apartments and like some of
Hmm.
them
Yes.
had I think like some heating,
Hmm.
but in like in most of them
Yes.
was you know like no heating and
Hmm.
and and you know like I was really like unlucky in this way that when I was there, the weather was relatively
Hmm.
you know like with low temperatures or relatively cold,
Oh,
and
I'm sorry to hear
and
that.
I was it was like maybe something about 10 degrees Celsius or something like that, 10
Wow.
15, and
I mean,
without
that
the
is
heating.
unheard of in
Yeah,
Indonesia. That doesn't exist.
for
It
you,
doesn't
yeah,
exist. We don't have snow here. There's no such thing as snow in Indonesia.
yeah.
Now,
I'm
yes.
a bit jealous about it,
Oh
honestly.
no, no, no! Don't be jealous. No, no, no! Just be very
I
happy
mean,
for me. Be very happy for me. Share in my
I mean,
happiness.
like, yeah, of
Just be
course.
joyful for me, happy for
I'm
me.
just
You know.
joking.
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
can't take it
Don't
too
be jealous.
seriously.
No,
Oh
no. I don't
no,
want you
don't
to
be
be
afraid,
jealous,
Walter.
Jan. No, no,
Don't
no.
be afraid. Don't be afraid. You know, I'm
Don't
just
be jealous.
just
Oh, no. That's it's not
joking
biblical.
about it.
It's not biblical to be jealous. So you shouldn't be
Yeah,
jealous.
I was, you know, like I was a bit afraid, you know, like before I was about to say it because I was like, oh, you know, like Walter will be afraid like after. So once I say it, it was just a kind of joke.
Yes, I
But
understand. Of
because
course.
you know, I wasn't able to find another word for
Yes.
that. So
Uh-huh. I know you're very happy for me, Jan. I know you share in my happiness and in my joy. I know you're feeling
of
joyful for
course,
me. You're happy because I'm happy, and because I'm happy, you're
yeah,
twice as happy. I know,
yeah.
Jan. I understand.
It's true, and like you have such an influence, you know, like uh, if you
Okay,
like
it's
have the
pronounced
lesson
influence. Okay,
influence influence.
influence. That's right. It's
Yeah,
less accentuated. So instead of it going up like influence, it's influence. So it goes down at the end, like most words in English.
influence.
Ence, instead of going up, like most words in Latin languages. And I know that Czech is very close to the Latin languages, like French. But
Uh-huh.
here it's more Germanic, more Nordic, and it goes down. So influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
you have like a huge influence.
That's it. Wonderful.
If you have like, or if you are in that mood, it's
Mhm.
almost impossible or impossible to be like in another mood that as
You,
like
that's
than
right.
you,
You can
because
only be in a good mood. You're right. It is impossible to be in another mood, even though the French say that impossible is not French, because the word impossible comes from the English language. So they say that in French there's no such word as impossible. Uh, but it's true.
they don't have something like impossibile.
Well, yes, they do have that word, but
Oh,
because it comes from the English, it's an English word that's used in French. They say that the word impossible is not French because it's not a French word. It's an English word. So for them, it's like there's no such thing as impossibility. For the French, it's like nothing's impossible for the French. It's like saying everything's possible for them. So you see, the French are very positive and optimistic by saying that nothing is impossible for them.
do you think like French people uh, are like mostly positive people, or
So mostly what people did you say?
like positive people, like in the way of like how they think about the things and so what's
Well,
their attitude?
they always look on the bright side of life. You know that song, Jan?
Yeah, it's like because I
From Monty Python, Life of
because
Brian.
this is not
Yes.
the first lesson like of
Ah,
ours.
of course, of course. You are a
That's the
connoisseur.
reason. That's the
Jan is a
reason
connoisseur,
why
has become a connoisseur. You become a connoisseur, Jan.
I,
Yes.
like
And
which sir?
sorry, you were saying?
Which sir? You said like you become like
Yes, a
what?
connoisseur. Connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
Connoisseur
Okay.
means an expert, a person who knows very well about very important things, who knows a lot about very important things. So you know those things very well. You are a connoisseur. You're an expert, you see.
That's what I'm not sure about, but I am this type of person, but
Oh,
I am
absolutely. Yes.
I'm
Mm,
sure that I am like connoisseur about like our lessons or your
yes.
way of
Mm,
like teaching.
mhm. Yes,
That's
absolutely.
where I'm like connoisseur.
And so the French, they like to always end on a good note. So they do recognize that they are not perfect and that France is not perfect and there are some things lacking. For example, they don't have any oil in France. France
Hmm.
doesn't produce oil because there's no oil on the French territory. So the way they say it is, we don't have any oil, say the French, but we do have good ideas. And then they say cocorico, which is like cock-a-doodle-doo. And it's because the cock, is the
Yeah,
symbol
it's like
of
yeah,
France.
French cinema. Yeah.
That's right. So you see, they always end on a
Was the by the way
high
was
note.
the reason that
Yes?
like the cock is the symbol of France? Was the story about
Ooh.
or
Now
behind?
that's a good question. Oh, Jan. Oh, I'm impressed. You've asked me a question that I was going to say even I don't know, but no, no, I mustn't say that. No, sorry, no.
No,
No.
it was it was a really good answer because like why do we why do we uh, oh, what's the word for it like um, oh, if you are a person uh, who is like
Oh, I know
yeah,
where it
humble,
comes from.
humble.
I
Sorry.
found it.
Why
Sorry,
to be
sorry. Go
humble?
ahead.
Why to
Go.
be humble about it? Like you have
Yes, we should always be
some
humble.
life
That's right.
experience. Yeah, but you have like some life experience and so on.
Mm,
So why
yes.
not to say like even I don't know.
Yes, exactly. Even I don't know. Actually, you know the song "It's Hard to Be Humble." La da 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 da
Oh,
da da
I can't
da
recall the
da
song,
da da da
but I
Da,
I would
da, da,
say
da,
we
da, da.
already sing it together.
Oh,
Uh,
it's a famous song. It's entitled "It's Hard to Be Humble," and it's really funny because this guy's going on about how wonderful he is and saying how hard it is for him to be humble because he's such a wonderful guy, you know.
yeah, yeah. We have to like find the reason for the cock.
But I found it, Jan. I have found
Really,
it. Isn't
you
that
got it?
wonderful? Yes,
So
by grace, of
I
course.
don't have
Always
to
by grace, always by God's grace.
keep
So
searching.
the mystery is solved. We have the answer. Isn't Google Search a wonderful tool?
Yeah, so there's like the Gallic rooster,
The
one of the
Gallic,
national
yes.
emblems of
Uh-huh.
France.
Right.
The hawk,
Cock, which
so
means a cock, basically.
Gaulois,
Gaulois, which means
Gaulois,
Gallic, it's the
the
Gallic
Gallic
rooster.
rooster,
That's right.
decorated French, placed during the Revolution, is a symbol of the
Mhm.
French. Is a symbol of the French people because of the play on words of the Latin Gallus meaning ball and Gallus
Mhm.
meaning cock or rooster. Okay, so
Yes.
it's
It
not so
comes
it's
from a
not
play
so
of words. It
like
comes from a
tricky
pun, a joke.
explanations. So there is not a
That
like huge story behind.
It's not a huge
I was
story. It's
I
just a
was
play on
I
words. It's
was
a pun.
I
It's
was
a joke.
expecting
Oh,
something
you're expecting
like
something
bigger,
really
uh,
amazing. Yeah, I know.
some like
I'm sorry
great
for the letdown. I'm sorry you're
great story.
disappointed.
I don't know. For
Oh, I'm
example,
sorry.
there was like some kind of king, and suddenly
Mhm,
like
mhm.
one morning he woke up like as a cock or something like that. And
Oh, what
at least,
imagination. You have wonderful imagination, Jan. Brilliant. Oh,
but
excellent.
like it's just this. So it's hard.
I know, I'm
It's
sorry. It's a bit of a disappointment, bit of a letdown.
not so good.
I mean,
Like
i-
ups,
if I,
a bit upset about that.
yeah, I can understand that. I mean, if I'd have had anything to do with it, I'm sure I'd have found a much better explanation. Oh, I
like
can invent something. Yes, original.
exactly
Yes.
you can like
I
try
have to invent something
to
original
invent
because,
something better for France.
yeah, I mean, just a play on words, like a pun, just like a joke, because it sounds like the same word for gall is the same word as a cock. And that's
Uh-huh.
why they have this animal as their emblem. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, yeah, it is. As I
So
told you.
it could have been something even worse. I mean, what would you say would be the most, um, let's say, degrading animal or the most negative animal you can think of? I mean, the worst possible animal you could have as a symbol of a country.
I know. I'm not sure. I don't want to like dishonest any animal, but
I mean,
one like
yes.
if
Uh-huh.
you're asking like there is one animal which is
Yes.
going up to my mind. It's like some kind of mosquito or something like that
Exactly. I was thinking of a mosquito or a
because it's like
cockroach.
nobody
Yes.
nobody like you
Yes.
and
Nobody
so
likes
like the,
mosquitoes. Nobody
yeah
likes cockroaches. Nobody likes
yeah.
leeches or fleas or ticks or all of those things. So imagine if the name, meaning Gaul, because that was the name of the French people, the Gauls. Imagine if their name in Latin had rhymed with tick, flea, mosquito, cockroach, leech,
Yeah,
or some
but
really
don't
horrible
forget,
animal.
Walter.
That would be
Don't forget
awful.
that we
Yes.
don't like here, like in our lessons, we don't like the attitude. Like, uh, if something is bad, like
Oh,
then
that's
the
right.
attitude like it could be even worse.
Absolutely. Yes, it could be even worse.
We don't like this kind of attitude. We
We
like
don't
the
like to be
attitude like
negative. We like to be positive. That's right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
we like the attitude like always, like
Mm.
is there some room for like making better.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure we could always make it better. And instead of just a simple cock, we could have something really impressive, like a lion, the king of the
Yeah,
jungle.
or we, like we have in the Czech Republic. I'm not sure
Hmm.
how it's called exactly. I can't
Hmm.
recall
Hmm.
the word in English. In German,
Hmm.
it's Adler.
And what is the? Do you have an animal which is a symbol of the Czech Republic?
Yeah, yeah. It's in German language. It's called Adler. I'm not sure how
Adler.
it's called in English.
It's not a
It's
snake. It's not the adder, is it?
no, no, no,
It's
no.
not an adder.
It's like kind of big, big bird, I would say,
Oh, like the
which is
eagle. Like the
eagle.
eagle.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Thank
Oh,
you,
but
eagle.
that's like the United States. The United States
So,
has an
yeah,
eagle
yeah,
as
that's possible. I think there are a lot
yes.
of like flags or
Lots
countries
of
with
countries have the
flags.
eagle. I think
Like
Albania has the
yeah,
eagle as well. If you've heard of Albania, have you heard
yeah,
of
yeah.
Albania? Yeah.
Of course, of
I think
course.
I think they have the eagle as well in Albania.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
possible because I think maybe even like Slovakia
Mm,
has like an
hmm.
eagle. I'm not sure about it, but I think so. But
Mm,
we don't have the eagle like in our, let's say, like regular flag. But
mm.
then like if you have like those different like uh, um, symbols or signs of your country or of your
Mm.
say, then like there is like an eagle, and it's not like a masculine eagle, it's like a feminine eagle.
Oh,
Does it have like its own name?
when you say masculine, feminine, eagle or feminine eagle, well, in French, the word eagle is a masculine word in
Yeah,
French.
yeah.
Hmm.
Same as like if you say like in our language, but
Mm.
that's why I'm referring that we have like a feminine eagle in the
Hmm.
sign of our country, and
Yes.
we call it like like an eagle is called in the Czech language like orel, and
Hmm.
if you are talking about the feminine
Yes.
eagle, it's called
Hmm.
like orlice.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just like wondering if there is a different name for feminine ego in like English, but
Hmm.
I guess there is no. Or is there?
Well, of course, in English, no, because we don't have masculine and feminine in
So you would
English.
say just like you would say just like a feminine ego
Yes, exactly. You would talk about the female eagle or the male
or
eagle.
female. Okay.
That's right. So female eagle, male eagle. So yes, that's the way that it would be described in English. We talk about the male eagle or the female eagle because
Mm-hmm.
we don't have a way in English of expressing masculine or feminine like we do in
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
But even in French, when you have eagle as a masculine word, masculine noun, because you put the article as the masculine article in front. Um, but in fact, there probably is a specific name for the female. So they do have that. And also in English, we do sometimes have a specific name for the female. So that is
Yeah.
true. Yes. For example, if we look at for the deer, you see, um, yes.
I thought like you will come up with something like I don't know like a cat or something more
Well,
uh
actually, you could actually have a cat,
more
but
more
if you have a
typical.
dog, like a male dog and a female dog, the female is called a bitch, and that's a little bit vulgar. So that's why I thought I'd not choose a dog, so I wouldn't have to say the word bitch. But
So
it's too late now.
nowadays
I've already
now
said
yeah
it.
no, I'm really glad like this will be recorded because
Yes, I
I
know.
will cut out like just this like 1 2 seconds where you're saying
That's right. You
where
have
you're saying
to cut it out. But
those
actually,
those words.
when it's used in that way, it's not impolite at all because it is the official name of the female dog, you see.
Yeah, but I
Whereas
think like nowadays,
we
people
have
are
to be
maybe
PC,
sometimes
politically correct.
very afraid, like to say it.
Oh, they would be
So
upset.
so
Yes,
maybe they are
shocking.
sometimes more like, oh,
Mm.
let's say like female dog. It will be better.
Yes. Or a she dog. We could say instead of a he dog, we could say it's a she dog.
Yeah, you
She
can say something like that, like she
she dog.
dog
Yes.
or
Instead of he dog, there could be the he dog and the
she
she dog.
hamster.
She hamster. Yes. She
Yeah.
cat.
She cat. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I didn't know about it. So it's like normally used, like it's she dog
No,
or something
no,
like
no.
that. No.
This is a Walter invention. This is something that I've just invented. You see,
Oh,
so
Walter, I
it's
believe
only in
you.
the
I believe you. Now I'm a bit, like
it's
a bit
only in the
upset now.
Walter dictionary. It's only in the Walter dictionary. You see. Now,
Yeah.
for deer, you have a doe, which is the female of the deer, like in the song, doe, a deer, a female deer, rain, a drop of golden sun. You know that song, The Sound of Music?
No. This is
Uh,
even for me, like as, and I
yes.
refer like even for me as your student, this is for me something new.
All right.
Uh,
And so the
which
stag,
I thought it's
yes.
impossible
Uh-huh.
to find something new, like after, I don't know, almost 2 years
Yes.
with you,
We still find new
if we
things.
are
We can
talking,
sing.
like the songs.
Yes, we can even sing. It's wonderful. So the deer is like the generic term which covers both male and female. Then you have a doe, which is the female of the deer, and you have a stag, and
What's
the
that?
stag is the male of the deer. He's the one with the big horns, but we don't call them horns, we call them antlers. Have you heard of antlers before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, because I know in like one American
Mhm.
like agency which is called Red Antler.
Oh,
Uh,
well, there you go then. That's good.
so it's like something like deer, isn't some kind of animal like that?
Well, that's right. It's a the horns of a deer, of a stag, more precisely, because it's the male who has the horns. So the stag has antlers, and that is the exact name for them. We don't call them
Okay,
horns, but we call them antlers.
okay. By the way, like
Hmm.
I have like uh, more question, which is about something really different than what are we talking now. But I
Mm.
wanted to ask you, like, what do you think about the dreams, or how are dreams described, like biblically? What's that? What's the dream? Like, should we or could we take it like seriously or not? Or
Mm.
what's that?
Well, you
Is it
need to be
described like
careful.
in the Bible, or it's not?
Yes, I mean, you need to be careful with dreams because obviously it's true that, some dreams can come from God, but also some dreams can come from the enemy. And so uh, it's important to have the gift of discernment of spirits to be able to know what comes from God and what doesn't come from God. Then you could start being
How can you
interested.
like recognize it's
Well, you can't
from this
recognize
side
it
or that
yourself.
side?
You can't recognize it yourself, but if you've received from the Holy Spirit one of the 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit, which is the gift of discernment, it's the 7th gift out of the 9, and then
Mm-hmm.
that'll enable you to discern what is right, what is wrong, what is of God, what isn't of God, what is good, what is evil, all those kind of things. If you're dealing with one of God's angels or one of the fallen angels, that is to say, the angels of the enemy, the demons, the evil spirits, and so by having this gift of discernment, you would know all of these things. You see, so it could be very useful for you.
Okay, okay. So if you have like some kind of dream,
Mm-hmm.
how you like like you think about it like more once you
Well,
are waking up, or
not waking up. Once you are awake.
awake. Oh, thank
Once
you.
you
Once
are
you're awake.
awake. That's how you would say it. Well,
Okay.
you see, I have like a set way of dealing with dreams. If it's a good dream, then obviously only good things can come from God. Just like only bad things can come from the enemy, because God cannot do anything bad and the enemy cannot do anything good. So if it's a good dream, then if it's coming from God, then I will say, may it come to pass.
And if it's a
May it
nightmare,
happen. And if it's a nightmare, then I take authority. I do the spiritual warfare. I pray a power prayer against it, and I declare totally null and void and without any effect at all of the bad things, all the negative things that there were in that dream. And so
uh-huh.
I use verses from the Bible like saying, no weapon formed against us will prosper. And granted, every weapon formed against us will be destroyed, will be uh, broken uh, by the one who loves us. So that means that uh, God will um, destroy any evil against us and therefore protect us so that that evil doesn't reach us and doesn't have any effect on us. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do when I have a good dream or a bad dream. That's how I deal with it so that only
Okay.
the good things of the good dreams come true, but none of the bad things of bad dreams come true,
Mm-hmm.
if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Because I
You're
had, like
welcome.
today
Yeah.
a
Mm.
nightmare, and I was like, and it was
Oh
really,
no, I'm
like,
sorry to hear
really.
that.
Oh,
Oh.
it's totally okay, but it was not like uh, a bit too concrete, Like, so I was like, oh, it's something, like different than what I'm used to. But yeah, it's totally okay. But I was, just like I
Mm.
have to ask you to, uh,
Hmm.
what does he mean, or what does he think about it? Like those nightmares or dreams in general.
Hmm.
So that's it. But it will be okay. It will be okay.
That's right. If you say that everything will go well, everything will be all right, everything will be okay, and that this dream will not have any negative effects on you at all, and you pray that in Jesus' name, then even if it's a bad dream, nothing will happen. It won't come true for you. It won't come to pass. It won't happen. It won't occur. It's just like totally defeated and without any effect in your life. So you're protected in that case from the
Yeah.
evil dream. Yes.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's very important, of
Yeah, like
course.
yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
we did, like a record in,
Mm-hmm.
like in the revenue or in sales,
Mm-hmm.
for one day,
Mm-hmm.
because we had, like the last day of our pre-sale of the new collection of Cooper,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and and yeah, we had, like a but
Record.
record, but
Yes.
like uh, there is, like one rule in
Mm.
those, if we can call it like, startup companies.
Oh,
The,
yes.
the rule says that if like if the results are bad,
Mm-hmm.
then it's bad. But if the
Yes.
results, like, or the sales
Mm.
are are going well,
Yes.
then it's even worse.
Really?
Because, yeah, because like if it's bad, it's bad,
Yes,
but you get used to it,
of course.
and like you somehow we are just like, okay, so it's bad,
Mm,
we have to change something and so on. But if the sales are like high,
yes.
then it's even worse because everything's like is crashing
Mm.
because you are not able to manage it. You know what
Ah,
I mean?
yes.
So
Mm.
so everything's like falling down. You are
Hmm.
just like praying for the company, like
Yes.
to be it like okay, or to somehow uh, like stay alive with the
Hmm.
company and so on. So
Company.
company.
Company. That's the way to
So
pronounce it.
so
Company.
I think maybe like the reason why I today had like those nightmares. It's maybe
Yes.
because I was like it was a huge stress like for me
Mm.
yesterday. So I
Yes.
think this is maybe the reason for the like dreams
Hmm.
because I wasn't like calm
Yes.
when I went to the bed,
Hmm.
and I had like a lot of those
Yeah.
like ideas, bad ideas
Mm.
in my mind. So maybe that's the reason.
Mm. Yes, absolutely. Yep, may well be the reason, as you say. But as I say, if you have a bad dream, just pray that, nothing bad will happen to you and you'll be fine. You'll be all right,
Okay.
Jan. Nothing to worry about. Yes.
Okay.
That's the best thing to do.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Do you have
That's,
like now some plan like where when to or when would you like to go to Europe for some holiday or something like that?
well, obviously, if there hadn't been the coronavirus, then we could have come to Europe this summer to visit my mother who's in Belgium, but with the coronavirus, it's very complicated at the
Yeah.
moment. But by grace, it's going to be sorted out so that yes, it'll become a very real possibility then. Let's do it.
And you wanted to like to come like before there was this the situation with the coronavirus. You
Mm.
had a plan
Well,
that you would like
we yes, we were
to come
hoping
this year.
to go every year actually to Belgium, but I mean, with the coronavirus, it's not worth it. It's just too risky, putting your life at risk by traveling in a compact area like a plane. There are too many risks, so it's best to wait till we have a solution to this
Mhm.
situation of the coronavirus, and then after that, well, um, everything is possible again.
Even if it seems impossible. That's
Yes,
not
that's
like
right.
what that's in one like song. So
Yes.
I like couldn't handle myself. It was bigger than me. I had to say.
Mm, yes.
So yeah, but you weren't then like every year, like from like in Europe, like since you are like in Bali or in Indonesia.
Hmm.
You like last year it
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
That's right.
Last year,
Indonesia.
as
Yes.
you were in Europe, it was like the like your first time in Europe, like since you're living in
That's
Indonesia, or
true. Yes.
yeah. But you wanted to go like this year too.
Well, always in Belgium because my mother's living in Belgium. She'll be 92 this year.
Oh, it's a
So,
nice age.
yes, it would have been nice to have visited her, but, well,
Are you
we'll
in
just.
contact, like in Skype
Yes.
or something like that?
Well, I mean, using Skype, of course, for the phone calls, but then as my mother, isn't familiar with internet at all, and
Oh,
she's, she she's never really specialized in that, so she doesn't have really any experience of internet. And
She's not an
so,
IT developer,
oh no, she's not interested in that
but she could
at
be.
all.
She could be.
Oh, anybody could be an IT developer. It's just a question of training. If you have enough training, anybody could do it. And
Yeah.
so, as she wasn't really interested in that, that's why. Uh, yes.
So
So
you're just calling or something like that, like with a cell phone or.
we just do well. You see, I can use Skype on my computer and
Yeah.
call a landline or a cell
Yeah.
phone. You see,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, you know that with Skype you can actually call
Yeah. Yeah.
physical number.
I've never tried,
You never
but I
tried?
know
Oh,
there
yes.
is the
It doesn't
option like
cost
to
all that
buy
much.
some credit or something like
That's
that.
right. You buy some credit, but actually it's not expensive at all.
Yeah. I believe. I believe.
It's probably less
Yeah.
expensive than if you had to buy credit for your mobile phone from the
Uh-huh.
mobile phone company. So,
So you're using like the Skype to
well,
call
that's right.
on your
Using
mother's
Skype
cell phone.
on my mother's telephone. So she's in
Yeah.
a nursing home at the moment, but she
Yeah.
has a
Yeah.
phone number. So it's possible
Uh-huh.
to call her in her room with this with a Skype calling, normal physical phone numbers,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that way I'm able to speak to her.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, right in her room where she is in the mobile home, not mobile home, in the nursing home, sorry, in the nursing
Yeah.
home,
Yeah. Yeah. And
which is
it's
good.
like every day or every week or.
No, it's just from time to time, whenever there's
Okay.
something to be said. So we
Yeah.
don't make something regular out of it, where
Okay.
it's, you know, every single time, whether there's something to say or not. We'd rather just call each other when there is something important to say, and then
Okay.
it's worth it, you see.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
we do it usually.
Yeah. My mother is now, like, learning with all of those things, like a smartphone and so on.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's good.
she has, like a smartphone, and I'm I'm calling to her like a lot, but now
Hmm.
I started on like to send her a lot of like funny videos and so on. So
Oh, yes, that's nice. Mm.
on Facebook and
Hmm.
like there are those or as there are like those video effects that you can
Yes.
record yourself, and
Oh,
it, for example,
yes.
like it like the effects are like, for example, that you have, I don't know, like the chef hat or how it's called,
Oh,
like as
yes. I see
on your
what you mean.
on
Special
your
effects.
on your head. Yeah. So I'm always
Mm.
using those special effects,
Oh, those are
and
good
that
fun.
yeah,
Yes,
I'm
that's
always like
really
calling
fun.
her like, did you
Hmm.
see that?
Yeah.
And she's always like, yeah, oh
Mm.
right. She's always like, I see, you should like visit us again because
Hmm.
I see that you have a lot of time, and
Hmm.
and
Yes.
you need some company, because if you are doing those kind of videos, it seems like uh you're in like a bit um let's say like weird. Uh,
Mm.
so
Mm.
yeah, so it's always fun.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's true that there's some fun things on internet that you can use. And I discovered quite a few of these things. I don't know if you've heard of the website S Mule, where you can do karaoke in a very professional way.
No, but I can imagine like you singing there. So yeah, it's called as what?
It's called S Mule,
Okay.
and it's an app,
Uh-huh.
and it's karaoke songs.
Ah,
and the way it works is that you it's called Social Singing App, and so you can connect with people from all over the world and even
Uh-huh.
sing with top artists. So it's
Really?
possible, yes, because they've already recorded their part, and
Uh-huh.
then you just sing your part, and so they put the two videos like next to each other. So one half of the screen is the famous artist, and then the other half is you.
Oh, I'll try to find it. Wait a second.
Well, let me send you the link. It's called S Mule, and
Yeah,
it's really impressive.
yeah,
And
I see it. I see it. Karaoke, Smule. Yeah,
yes, that's
the,
right.
the social sign and
It's
singing,
absolutely
social singing.
amazing because I had one of my students tell me about this, and she'd actually done
Oh,
a
really?
video with a famous person. And it looked really professional. It looked like the
Yeah,
person
yeah. It
was.
looks really well. It looks
It's a
really well.
good production. It looks like a music video with two different people singing together. And when you're singing with artists, it kind of makes you like famous because
I'll
you're
try that. I'll
singing with
try that
famous people.
definitely.
Yes.
I'll
I mean,
definitely try that because I love all of those kind of like
oh,
funny
you'd
things.
love that. I'm sure you'd love that, Jan.
And then
Well,
I will share it with my mother and with
oh,
my
yes,
like
and share
uh,
share it with me. I'd be really interested, yeah. Please do.
I,
Yes.
I'll see like
Oh, yes.
how bad it will be like, and
Oh
then
no, how good
maybe
it will be. Always look on the bright side of life. So always look
other
how good it'll be.
we I have to be like honest to myself, like this is not a uh
Ah. Ah.
the I think singing is not like
Uh,
the thing which I do somehow well.
mm.
So I will see. Maybe I will share it with you too.
That
But
would be wonderful.
at this moment, I'm still
Ah.
as I'm imagining it, I'm still too shy to share it. But
Ah.
maybe I
Yes,
will
that would
see.
be
I will see.
that that would be absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
Which song is like your favorite one there?
Well, I mean, I like a lot of different songs. I mean, do you have a favorite singer or a favorite song, Jan?
Oh, I listen like to the music a lot. So I had some singers which I do like more,
Mhm.
but
Yes.
I definitely don't have like some particular one,
Yes.
like just one concrete singer. But I would
Hmm.
say, for example, I don't know, like I like all of those like typical names like Michael Jackson or nowadays
Yes.
like Halsey or I don't know
Hmm.
like Eros Ramazzotti, Enya. Oh,
Yes. Hmm.
lot of names, a lot of names. So.
Yes.
But if I'm referring to, or if you're talking just about the app, is there some particular uh,
Particular.
thing
Particular.
or
Remember?
song,
Do you remember,
particular,
Jan?
particular?
Particular. Yes, that's right.
Is there some particular song which you or that you really like and you are singing it there in like most?
Well, my favorite songs, of course, are gospel songs, uh, like "Oh Happy Days."
I can imagine.
You
Yeah,
like the gospel songs like "Oh Happy Days," Jan?
I'm not sure if I know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, wow. What about
Maybe.
Amazing Grace? How
Oh,
sweet the
I think I
sound.
don't know. I think I don't know that.
You know that one?
I think I don't know that. I'm not sure,
Ah,
but I think I
mhm.
do not. So
Well, anyway, I love all the gospel songs. Those are my
okay,
favorites.
okay.
Oh, I've just realized it's the end of our lesson, Jan. Oh,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
time go by quickly when you're enjoying yourself, singing and having a wonderful time?
As always, as always. Yeah.
Always.
So thank you.
Okay,
I'll
then.
try this app and yeah, like in our next lesson, I will tell you uh, how it's
Yes,
going.
that'd be wonderful. I'd be really interested
Thank you.
to hear about that then.
Yeah.
So thanks ever so
Volker.
much for the lesson, Jan. You're ever
Thank,
so welcome. All the best for
thank
you.
you too.
Take care.
Yeah,
Keep
for
well.
you too. Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. And
Yeah,
speak to you
have
again
a
in the
nice.
next lesson. Have a
Bye.
great day too. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye bye, Jan. Bye.